trust. Explore who you are in your boundaries, in your own trust. What do you trust about yourself? What don't you trust about yourself? And how can you be more clear in your communication with others so that they can also trust you in the things that you are trustworthy in? Okay, welcome to the Silver Dance Ranch. I'm Ruth. We're going to have another day where we listen to the horses. Rip, leave her alone. And the animals. He's wondering when it's his turn. Another time we'll have the dogs talk to you guys. But today we're doing another session of horses and the lessons with the horses. So welcome to Taste Your Magic and the Silver Dance Ranch. Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk to one of my horses that's a mare, and she is so powerful, so strong, and so caring and loving. And her name is Moonshine. And she's come to let us speak to her laying down for a minute. Oh, she's going to release some stuff. So a fun thing about horses is when they trust you or they feel safe, because we're predators and they're prey type animals. When they lower their head down, that's a way they show you they trust you. And when they lay down, it's definitely another way of showing you. Thank you. So Moonshine is sharing with you guys that she trusts you to listen and watch. And our field is very muddy right now. So on these sessions, what we like to do is my horses have a lot to say. I got Moonshine from Oregon when she was only a year old. Or no, not a year old. She was just barely weaned. And I brought her home and halter broke her. She wasn't even halter broke. And she is a reining cow horse. All of my horses are high-end competition horses that do healing work. I named her Moonshine, not just because she's black, but because we do full moon horse rides. And what's cool about Moonshine is she connects with the moon so deeply. And when you're riding her, she's like a Cadillac. She just relaxes and she follows the trail like no other. And she's short to the ground, but she disappears from underneath you because it's dark. And so you have to really trust her. She almost like dares you to trust her. Just kind of like what she's doing right now. So she's almost like, I dare you to trust me. Because you can trust her. But a lot of the times we get scared in ourselves. And it's like, you know, sometimes when I've been growing up and I say I trust something. So I guess we're going with trust today, huh? Is that what you want to talk about? Okay. I used to say, yeah, I trust things. But the way I trusted it was like, if I was a bird, I trusted that the branch would hold me. Why? Not because the branch would hold me is what I trusted, but because I trusted that I could fly. And that's why I trusted that I could sit on the branch. Just give her a minute. She's releasing some issues that we have with trust. So when they breathe out and when they sigh and when they release like that, they're letting go of our stress in our bodies, because we connect with the animals. And then when we start to communicate, it's through a heart space. And so she feels my stress, or I feel her stress, or we might be feeling your guys' stress on trust. And so she's just letting this move through. One thing I want you guys to do is, as you listen to these messages, let these horses work on you. And so keep breathing. Anytime you feel something weird kind of ping up in your body, breathe that out and just let it flow out, okay? But what Moonshine wants to talk about even more with the trust is how to put yourself in a position that you can understand what trust means for you. She says that humans are trained to believe trust means something. But as we go through life, we start to build like walls and filters and all kinds of stuff as we learn what trust means for us. And she is inviting us to reevaluate what trust means. What does this mean? Go ahead and feel your guys' heart and breathe in. Feel her heart and breathe in. And I want you to pull up the word trust and look at the word trust. And you could even write this down if you want. And you're going to ask, show me or tell me what trust means now. What does trust mean? You're going to write down trust, show me, tell me, what does trust mean? And just start to explore what that means for you. And where are you saying that you actually trust something, but you don't? Because maybe you trust yourself. Or because another reason is, oh, if I tell you I trust you, then you might be good to me. You might do the work. You might think I'm trustworthy. There's another point to this. Oh, okay. So the other point to this, you guys ready? Is when you don't trust someone or something, it's because you don't trust yourself. There's somewhere in there that you don't trust yourself. And so she's bringing up what I like to call healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries is knowing who you are in the situations you're in so that you can help others keep you safe. What does this mean? I'm trying to translate it in a way that she's communicating it. If you don't trust somebody, it's the way that you don't trust yourself. And what do I mean by that? It means that when somebody shows you a pattern, trust what they're showing you. It doesn't mean that maybe they're trustworthy. Like, I'm late a lot. I'm late all the time. And so if I say, I'm so trustworthy with time, I'm not. But I would say I'm a trustworthy person. And so for someone to stay in trust with me in time that I'm not always trustworthy in, then they would have to take note that, you know what? Ruth has shown me or told me that she might be late. And if I say she's definitely going to be on time and she's not on time, and I try to pretend like I didn't know that, then it's because I betrayed myself in stuff that I got to see or hear in a pattern. And so that's what she's saying, is there are parts of us that are trustworthy and there are parts of us that are not trustworthy. But for us to be able to trust and become trustworthy, we've got to watch the patterns. We've got to explore, where are we letting people come in our boundaries? Where are we not standing up for ourselves? Where are we saying we'll do something when we don't? Where are we maybe not expressing the help we need, but just letting somebody help us? Where can you take more accountability for you being trustworthy yourself? And notice when people or things or environments show you patterns, and ask step by step, what else can I do in this? What can I trust in this? I can trust, like if we say like her, all right, let's say, I trust you, Moonshine. You're not gonna hurt me. She's not a horse that wants to hurt anybody. But at the same time, we're involving you guys in this. We're in a big field. A lot of things could happen that might be like, oh no, she hurt me. And I'd be like, she's not a trustworthy horse. But what I do to create that trust and keep that trust and intelligence moving forward in myself and in her, I'm going to be like, okay, Moonshine, I'm going to pay attention to when you start getting uncomfortable, and then we're going to see how we can change it. I'm going to pay attention to, you know what? If I get scared, I might jump. I can't control my jump. And so if that's the case, well then I might move a little bit slower, right? Because what if I jump? If you can't understand yourself in this trust, then it's hard for you to trust other people, and it's hard for people to trust you. So let's summarize this back up again, Moonshine. Trust. Explore who you are in your boundaries, in your own trust. What do you trust about yourself? What don't you trust about yourself? And how can you be more clear in your communication with others so that they can also trust you in the things that you are trustworthy in? And maybe trust that, you know what, she told me she's late a lot. All right. I guess we'll plan in case she's late. Maybe we'll plan not, but we can trust that Ruth is more than likely going to be late. So, go ahead, and she says you guys can come up a little bit closer if you want. And just explore her. So if you guys, we're going to go on a full moon ride here and film it for you guys too soon. And that is where she is a rock star. So a funny story with trust. And my daughter Lexi has another horse, Vinny, you'll meet him. He's white, completely white. And she used to get so tired, she'd fall asleep on Vinny when we were on trail rides, just a little girl, and she'd fall asleep. And Vinny would take care of her all the way back. He'd be very careful with her. Well, Moonshine was about 4 years old, so younger. And Lexi was riding Moonshine, and they built this really awesome relationship. So she started getting tired, Lexi did. And Lexi started being like, well, I can trust Moonshine, right? Huh, yeah. And Lexi started falling to sleep on Moonshine. Well, Moonshine was not having it because she didn't know how to take care of a sleeping baby on her back with all these other things at 4 years old. So Moonshine stopped and turned around and grabbed Lexi's boot to the side of her like this. It was her left one. Grabbed her left boot and started pulling on Lexi's leg as if she was pulling her off. And Lexi got scared and was like, Moonshine's trying to pull me off. And then when we got down to the point of it, every time Lexi started falling asleep, Moonshine would grab her foot and shake her back awake to pay attention. And then after that, because she didn't trust Lexi staying on, and Lexi didn't trust Moonshine pulling her off if she fell asleep, Lexi stayed awake, and they always had a great ride together. That was funny, huh? Yeah, she's older now. Look at that. Moonshine's just being fun. All right, you can lay back down. Thank you. Yeah. What does Moonshine have to say to you?